Hey everyone, so I wanted to make a quick video about turtles. I've made a lot of turtle videos in the past, and the reason I'm making this is because I keep getting comments on those old videos. One continuous thing I get is, oh, my turtles don't need a big tank, they've been in a bucket or something and they're just fine. Or people say that, oh, they don't need that much room, and so on and so on and so on. You got to think about turtles in the wild. When they're born, they hatch on their own, there's no mom or dad around, and they crawl out of the sand once they're out of their egg, and they go straight into fast moving rivers, big ponds with big fish, big lakes, and even oceans. They go into these big, deep, fast moving waterways right from a baby. They're well equipped for that. Their instincts are there, they know how to swim from the start. Some people say, oh, baby turtles need to learn how to swim. No, they're born with it. And with turtles, the most important thing is to start with their adult-sized tank. And there's many reasons, and some are beneficial to the owner as well. So if you start with a little tank, or especially don't start with one of those little tropical island things, you'll see those sometimes, they'll have like a little palm tree and a little tiny bit of water in there. And most people that get those put a little tiny turtle in there, and they don't have proper lighting, they don't have anywhere to actually swim, they can just kind of sit in the water. Never start with something like that. But starting with a small tank, even if you think, hey, I'm going to upgrade in the future, you know, it'll be fine. Well, that can work for some people if you really are going to do that. But you also have to realize, if you upgrade, let's say, from a 10 to a 20, then a 20 to a 40, then a 40 to a 100, you're buying new tanks every year or less. In the first couple of years they grow faster, and then they slow down, but they keep growing for like a good many years. But you're buying a new tank, and each of those new tanks is going to need different filtration, different basking areas, maybe different lighting to get the proper heating. So you're going to be spending a lot more money. So when you get a turtle, it's best to start with the adult sized tank. If you're getting something like a red-eared slider, you really should have a 125 gallon or larger. And if you are slightly worried, okay, don't fill it up all the way to the top. Just fill it up maybe 6 inches if you want. Now, you could fill it up to the top. These little turtles love to swim. The deeper the water, they'll appreciate it more. But if you are worried, okay, fine, fill it up 6 inches to start. Make sure there's plenty of land area for the little turtle to get out of. And as you feel comfortable that they can swim well, then keep raising it as much as you want. Starting with the big tank first also lets you know you can keep the turtle for life, because you're going to need somewhere to put this big tank. You know, if you're at a fair or you see a turtle for sale somewhere that you're out and you buy it with one of these little things, well, did you think about in the future where this big tank's going to go? Do you have somewhere to put it in your house? Are you pretty established where you're going to stay in the same house for a long time? Or are you going to college soon? Or do you or your parents rent where you're living, and maybe you're going to move in a year or 2 or 3? Every time you move this big tank, it's harder to move a big glass tank. Not impossible, you can do it, but it's nicer when you just know you have a spot for it, you know the size you need, and you have it set up from the start. So I just wanted to go over that a little bit. Don't be proud if you've had a turtle for a few years even without proper setup, without proper UVB. I'm not going to go over everything turtles need in terms of care in this video. You can check out my care videos. Another thing, I'm going to put a link in the description to my water nitrogen cycle video. I'm talking about fish mostly in that video, a fish tank, but it applies to turtle tanks, any aquatic animal, newts, frogs, whatever. Your tank really should be set up and running for weeks before you even add in a turtle to get the biological cycle in the water going. So I'll put a link to that. There's a lot of information you should know before you step into getting an aquatic pet. And turtles are pretty much lifelong pets. They can live, depending on the species, 40 to 100 years. It just depends on the species, and it depends, on the care and their genetics and everything. But yeah, don't be proud if you have kept a turtle in improper conditions and it's alive still. It's just suffering alive. I had a friend that on Instagram posted she got her daughter a hermit crab, and I was really nice. I said, hey, that's awesome, you got a new pet. But your hermit crab's in only about half an inch of sand and a little tank. So I explained to her, you know, they need a burrow, they will molt underground, they might seem like they're dead because they're underground, But her response wasn't always fine. Her response was, oh yeah, I'm going to get a bigger tank, deeper sand, to get another couple hermit crabs because they're social animals anyways. And then when one's molting underground, you'll probably have one or two still up on top for the daughter to see and play with. So take an approach like that. Try to improve the situation if you do have an animal that's not quite in the proper care. Don't just be happy that, or proud that, oh, it's alive, I must be doing right. Because turtles are very hardy. They will last a good long time, even in improper conditions. But again, they can live 50 years, and in improper conditions, they might live 5 or 10, suffering the whole time. So, main point of this video is if you want to get a turtle, research and set up the big tank first, and set it up a week or two before you actually put the turtle in. Test everything and get the water going. Have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, happy pet keeping. We'll see y'all later.